Sorry about that, everybody. Parcel at the door while I'm talking to you lot. Beg your pardon, so I apologise for the interruption. So then I'm just going to put that on one side to dry. You can shape your leaf. So you've got your... where's that one gone that I did? On there somewhere. Here we are. That's one that's dried, that I've dusted. And then what you need to do then is to dust those, and the colour that I've used for dusting all the ferns here, because they're not, a lot of them not really that dark, but you can dust them to whatever colour you want, but the colour that I've used is the ginkgo green. And just find one that's not dusted. Yeah, we've got one there, that'll do. And all you're going to do with those is just dust all over with those, just to get your green. Just pop that in with those. And we've got some longer ones here. Again, dust all over. You can give them a waft over on the back as well. The back of anything, whatever leaves you're doing, is always a lighter colour, so just a light brush over the back. And that's that size there. So we'll get straight on to putting them together now. So that's the aim of this particular video, is to get everything all assembled that I did from the last video. So that's a copy of the one that I did the first time when I did it all in one, but I did actually have that on the base when I dusted that one, whereas the other one that I broke there, I should have had that over something when I dusted it. But this is part of the learning curve as well, you know. I mean, when you're making these things, if things go wrong, don't get disheartened with it. This is what I tell all my students, because we all make mistakes, and no matter how long you've been doing it, things do go wrong. So make yourself a cuppa, go away and come back and do it again. Right, so I've got all my bits and pieces here for the ribbon fern that I've got to put together, and I've also got all my bits and pieces for the ladder fern, which are all in pairs. I think I've got that one a bit wider. I must have got my paste a bit thick on that one. That's my lead. And these are all the different sizes that we've got in the ones that I've done. I haven't done quite as many as I did on the original one, but it doesn't really matter, because you can make them as big or as small as you want. It's your fern, so you do it your way, and if you've got more time you can put more into it, which I would do if I had more time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a thicker wire to do this fern, and in order to put it together I'm using some now green tape, which is the lighter colour, to put this together. Should have, that's a bit thick on that end. I'm not going to use that piece. I'm going to cut some more. So I'll get my nifty little machine. I think my blades need changing over because they're getting a bit blunt because they've been used a lot. Now that's the forward. Where's my other one? Must be over there somewhere. Just ignore me while I'm finding things, and it's not there. Oh, it's here. Found it. Shouldn't put things on top of it, should I? When you live on your own like I do, you do tend to talk to yourself a lot because there's nobody around to listen. So I've got an audience today. This cutter, by the way, if anybody wants one of these, it's just basically uses normal razor blades in it for cutting, and this is a ribbon tape cutter from Gem products, so you can get those from PME or from any sugarcraft supplier that sells PME merchandise. So you just pull down on it like that, and it cuts your tape, and it saves a hell of a lot of time rather than going through it with a pair of scissors to put everything together. So what we do first of all is start the tape off on the end of my wire there, and then put the longest of the small leaves that I cut out right at the top, like that. And then tape down. When you're taping things together, it gets a little bit difficult until you've got a few wires in. You'll find that they don't turn quite as easy, so just persevere with it and just take your time. So then we want the next size. I'm just going to put those in. I'm going to pull the wires down after I've got it started. Come on, turn. They want to be around this side. Put that around the other side. And just pull the wires down. When you get hold of them. Can't get hold of that one. There we are. And tape down. Bring that one out, and that one, like that. Tape down a little bit, just bring that out a little bit. I don't bring them too far down until you've got far enough down with your tape so you don't catch it with your fingers. So the next size that goes in is this one here. Just turn that leaf over and put those in. My wires are a little bit bent on this because I've already had it together once, and I have to say the reason why I'm late doing this particular video is because I did actually record it, and when I came to watch it back I'd done it in black and white, so that's no good to you, is it? So just turn those round. So I've had to come back and do it again. Best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. You can get all your leaves and that in the right position once you've got everything together. Unfortunately, in my workroom it's quite cold in here, some of the paste has got a little bit soft, so just be careful of that. Try and keep it in a room where there's heat in, because it can affect your paste, because a cold room has got moisture in it. So if you've got moisture in the room, then your paste is going to attract the moisture because it's sugar. Just turn that round. So pull them down, pull that in. There's a lot of things to think about when you're doing sugar craft. Have I got that wrong way? I've got them wrong way around. I don't want to be that way around. Oops. And I just need to be a bit careful with these because bits are dropping off of them, because I didn't leave them in a dry room. So we're getting to that time of year now, with it being coming into winter time, where you need to be very careful with your sugar craft pieces. You will have problems with them if you're not careful. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape all these down, I think, before I pull them out. So if you get all your bits and pieces in, mist dusting that one. What have I done with me? Where's my brush? There. Mist dusting that one for some reason. Couldn't see my paper because I've probably dropped that on the floor, but there we are. It's getting near Christmas and we're all uptight because of all this pandemic going on, so if you're watching this at a later time, you probably remember this time where we all suffered under lockdown and things like that, you know. But I've got my Christmas tree up and I've got my Christmas lights on outside, so hopefully I brought a smile to all my neighbours, and I noticed a few of my neighbours have already got their lights up as well, so they're all following on with me. So nice to see that they're getting into the community spirit. Come on, go. Isn't it great when things don't go the way you want them to? Like I keep saying, just because I've been doing it a long time doesn't mean to say that things don't go wrong. Sometimes they all go right, sometimes they go wrong. Fact of life. So don't beat yourself up about it. Obviously if I was doing this for somebody, then I'd go back and start all over again. Or if I was doing it for a competition or something like that. That's the right way up for that one. Right, let's tape all down now. And then make sure when you're getting hold of your leaves that you get hold of the part where the wire is so you don't break anything off. And open it with the wire, then there's less chance of breaking pieces on it. So get hold of your leaves lower down. And I've lost one off there. There we are, apart from one missing, that's that put together. So I've got the one that I made earlier that's all in one piece, so that's that one. Now then, the ribbon fern, you need to start off with your smallest sides together, because basically they're just going round like you would if you were doing a round spray of flowers. So I need a bit more tape than that. There we are. So start off with your smallest ones first, bend your wires out like you would when you're putting a lily together. For those that haven't seen my lily video, go back and watch that one. If you subscribe to my channel, you can you'll know when I've put new videos on, because you'll get a notification that they are. So I hope that you subscribe and come back and watch a lot of my other pieces. I've done quite a lot of different things so far, so be nice to get a good group going. And if you've got any questions about anything or any suggestions about anything, you can leave those in the comments below. So if there's anything you'd like to see me do, then please ask away. Means then I don't have to think about it then. I can do what you want me to do. Right, I'm going in with some longer leaves now. I'm putting those in between the first layer that I've got. They will move around at this point when you're doing this, so just move them back into position as you go along. Right, I'm just going to tape down in between these now. If you tape down in between, once you've got a few in together, apart from the fact you can adjust your leaves to stay where you want them to stay, it does help any others that you're putting in to grip if you've taped down. So go back underneath again, underneath the back there, and then start putting your long ones in. Doesn't matter where you put them in. There's no set pattern with anything like this because they grow how they grow. Ferns are a force of nature. They do what they want to do, and you'll find that you never get two alike anyway. They all have their own little way of growing. One of the good things about gardening as well, you see all the different varieties. I have some clematis that sometimes when it's full of flowers you find that you've got double flowers and single flowers on it. It's one of the only ones I've got that does that for some reason, but it's a very free-flowing clematis and it gets lots and lots of flowers on it. Right, the last one going in. There. Like that. And then tape down. Once you've got them all taped in, then you can move them around as you want to, how you want them to go, like that. You see these growing out of walls and that. If you've ever walked anywhere where there's, because ferns, as I found in my garden, spread all over the place. There's all spores on the backs of the leaves and they fly off and they crop up all over the place. So there we are, that's the ribbon fern. That's one form of ladder fern. That's the other form of ladder fern, along with that one there. So that's 3 ferns that I've put together there, and hope to see you in the next video. Hope you're all staying safe and look after yourselves. Take care, see you soon.